This is the Reds POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Cincinnati Reds. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello and good morning, Reds fans. Saturday morning. Welcome to another fantastic installment of the POSTCAST, brought to you by the Locked On Podcast Network and the Locked On Reds. My name is Tim Daniel. I have been covering the Cincinnati Reds in podcast form for 5 seasons at publications such as Late Night Reds and the Riverfront. If you are checking me out for the first time, be sure to subscribe, where you can not only get my show after every single Reds game, but Monday through Friday, get my good friends Jeff Carr and Stephen Offenbaker on Locked On Reds on a day-to-day basis. No paywall, whatever podcast app you're choosing or YouTube, we are here for you. Tonight, a little later, we're going to talk about a Cincinnati Reds victory, 8-7 at Coors Field in a crazy, crazy game that had a lot of wild scenarios. But a fun one, a fun victory. I wouldn't necessarily call it a good game per se, but the Reds do get a nice win for their second in a row. And tomorrow, obviously, you have your ace on the mound with a chance to take care of the series. So tonight we're going to talk about everything that played into a weird night in Colorado, whether it's horrible uniforms, weather, bad defense. We're going to talk about it. Spencer Steer with a huge home run that was probably much needed as he's getting his swing of things. Has a nice little streakish going, getting on base a little more, so that's nice to see. And then the random days that we talk about, Blake Dunn and Santiago Espinal having big days. So a whole lot to get to on this wild baseball game. But first, let's go ahead and start with, of course, what we're talking about.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Just a wild, wild night at Coors Field, and it's what Coors does. The conditions, insanity. Ugly weather, you name it. Bad uniforms, we saw it. So let's just kind of go through a few things here. Let's start with the weather. I had a buddy who was there tonight who posted in my old in the Riverfront Slack that they might as well throw this game out because it didn't make any sense with how bad the weather was. Thankfully, they didn't do that because the Reds got to win. So we will take that. So the conditions were terrible. I mean, there's plays where Colorado's losing fly balls in the air, and Colorado will probably do that in the first place anyway. No offense to our Locked On Rockies people. I'm sure they don't like to hear that. That's not my intent to be a jerk. But, you're 4 wins, and I can't say anything. Reds have been there. They were just 3-22 not too long ago. So we have that. The Rockies defense making some insanely bad plays. Couldn't, whether it's there was the top of the 8th, there was a play where Austin Hayes is a blooper, and I thought it was going to drop in with how things have been going for them. And they have 3 defenders coming in to try to, and it looked like they had no communication who was going to get it. Someone does end up getting it, but I legitimately thought that was going to be another hit for the Reds, the way things were going. So, fortunately for the Rockies, it was not that. Starting pitching tonight, Andrew Abbott, which, I'm always always sympathetic to starting pitchers on the road, specifically going into Coors. But with that being said, they 5 walks in 4 innings. I understand it's Colorado and the ball doesn't move as much. You can't have that. So I'm not necessarily going to go in here and say, oh man, I'm worried about Andrew Abbott by any means, but wasn't his day. And that's all right. And then on their end, Kyle Friedland was pretty rough as well. 4 1/3, 6 earned runs, 10 hits. Did give the Sear homer. Only had 1 walk, but then from there, Savili, what's his name? Angel Savili had 3 strikeouts and had a walk, and then they had Scott Alexander, who had a walk as well. So the Reds were able to take advantage of that. Obviously, a couple big walks there between McLean and Blake Dunn, which we're going to get to Blake Dunn here in a second. That game was nuts, and so, but you know what? I'm happy the Reds are on the winning side of it, so we will take it. I would say, like I said at the opening, that was a fun baseball game to watch as a fan. Would I say it was a good game? Probably not. Ugly? Yes, for sure. Bad weather? Yes. And the Reds somehow found a way to win. And I think that's a good thing. Obviously, obviously it's a good thing the Reds won, does him. But what I meant to say is it's great that the Reds found a way to win a game like that, where it's going back and forth. I mean, Colorado never had the lead, per se, but they kept tying the game. The Reds would take a 2-run lead. They were up, 4-1. Colorado comes back and ties it. Then they're up 6-4. Colorado comes back and ties it. So they had to fight a lot and really had to kind of keep their foot on the gas. And we haven't had a lot of games like that yet this year. I saw some of the comments, they shouldn't have to have that worry against the Rockies. Stop. The Rockies, we know how they play at home compared to on the road. It's been that way since they've been a major league franchise. And we all know about the altitude issues there. And they found a way. I mean, Emilio Pagán was really good in the ninth inning. I thought he was awesome. So what a fun game. A really nice win for the Redlegs. We will take that as well. Let's get to some comments here real quick. Zach Lehman. Abbott always sorts of has been a give up a 2 or 3 runs kind of guy, but I'm glad they got the win. Yeah, it's just a weird place to play, man. I don't really know. My good friend Pat says, my mom told me to go to bed like an hour ago. I'm glad that you stayed up. Hopefully she doesn't see the light coming from your laptop or your phone. We see old school fitness. Reds edge the mighty Rockies. Yes. Dave says, I missed the first half, but sure enjoyed the second half. And then ugly game with some ugly weather from Jacob. And then Brixton, of course. I'm glad the Reds can draft better than the Bengals. Yeah, that is a show for Jake and James to talk about. I'm really happy I'm not on that beat. So nice win for the Redlegs. Big one for sure. After this, I'm going to take a quick second here. Got to shout the sponsors, of course, but I want to come back and I'm going to talk about Spencer Steer because that home run he had today of Kyle Friedland, something's going right in the world of Spencer Steer after a year that's had a lot of difficulty. So we're going to talk about that here in just a moment. Did you know your Fire TV is also an Xbox? Turn any TV into your gaming and entertainment hub with Fire Stick 4K devices. No console required. Just grab your paired controller, subscribe, or sign into Xbox Game Pass Ultimate with EA Play included, and you're ready to play. Dive into hundreds of premium titles from EA Sports College Football 25, which I played tonight. I don't want to talk about how that went. Black Ops 6 and Avowed. As easily as you stream your favorite shows, it's gaming made simple, and it's all on your TV. With Wi-Fi 6 or 6E and auto low latency mode advanced technology, Fire TV Stick 4K delivers smoother, more responsive gameplay with lightning fast speeds you need to continue. With 4K streaming, watch more than 1.5 million movies and TV episodes from your favorite subscribed services like Netflix, Prime Video, Disney Plus, Max, and more. Play high-quality Xbox games at a fraction of the cost of a console. Already have a console? A Fire TV 4K stick device is more affordable and easier to travel with, allowing you to take you or your kids' games wherever you plug in. I personally am a big-time gamer. I'm more of a PlayStation guy, I won't lie, but I am really looking forward to getting my hands on a Fire Stick and being able to use this product as well. So it is very simple to get started, very simple to go and head to Amazon.com/FireTV to get started. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscription and compatible controller required. Available on select devices including Fire TV Stick 4K 2nd Gen, Fire TV Stick 4K Max 1st and 2nd Gen, and Fire TV Cube 3rd Gen. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me tonight on the Reds Postcast. A really late one as it is now into Saturday morning, and the Cincinnati Reds are victorious tonight against the Colorado Rockies 8-7 in a really, really big game. So, hey, before we get to talk about Spencer Steer, this game really had a big moment that really kind of turned it around in the Reds' favor. Let's talk about the turning point.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
My turning point, simply put, bases loaded tonight, and Blake Dunn draws the walk that brings the Reds run in. So this is going to be, let me pull up my notes here again real quick. So top of the 7th at 6-6, bases are loaded, and Dunn draws the walk that scores Spencer Steer to make it 7-0. Friedel comes in and has an RBI ground out on the next batter to bring in Espinal. That makes it 8-6 before Jordan Beck's second home run of the game. So that was the one that kind of really put them into flavor. So Blake Dunn tonight, we're going to talk about him a lot here in the next segment, but good on base 3 times tonight. Noelvi Marte on base 3 times tonight. Nice offensive day for the Reds. Ellie De La Cruz, no strikeouts. So, you take that as well. Let's get to Spencer Steer, because I talked about this after the Miami game on the getaway day on Wednesday, that he got on base 3 times. Today, only got on base once, but it was the home run off of Kyle Friedland earlier in the game, and also scored 2 runs today. Had 2 RBI. It was a great day for Spencer Steer. Something is changing for him. Something is getting better. Whether it's just the fact that he is playing first base again, he is getting comfortable. Playing, but not just sitting there and DHing like he kind of talked about, not playing Sudoku as much, having something more to think about, can just take his focus off of just off of batting, and kind of having that downtime. But also the comfortability looks like it's there. He made a really nice play at first base too. He had a really quick grounder that he made as well. So Spencer Steer kind of coming back to himself. I know we got a ways to go to get the OPS looking good, but a really nice day for him. Has had a really nice stretch here this week so far. This is where, if you're a hitter, it heals wounds, right? This is where that crazy altitude and all the issues you have as being a pitcher in Colorado, where it can be beneficial to be the hitter there. So let's hope that he keeps this going. I think he has a really good chance to do that. I think that, according to what Dave says here, the weather's going to be better tomorrow and Sunday. So hopefully that kind of helps as well. But I thought that it was a really nice day for him, a much needed home run. Keep it going, man. It's only a second, but that's a huge one for him, and I hope we can keep this rolling. So kudos to Spencer Steer on a really, really much needed homer there as well. So let's go ahead and we'll get to our player of the game before we get to our final segment.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
I went with Noelvi Marte. He was 3 for 5 today. And for the record, I don't blame him whatsoever for that caught stealing. That was a hell of a play by Jacob Stallings. But Noelvi Marte had 4 really nice plate appearances tonight. As he continues to stay hot, he continues to swing the bat really well. He's been, it's so good. So tonight, 3 for 5, 2 RBI, a run scored. His OPS is now at 1.023. So he's been having a heck of a year. Really making it hard to feel comfortable if Candelario is playing over him. So hopefully Steer keeps that going at first base as well, and we can keep this ride going. So kudos, another great day for Noelvi Marte. Just stay hot, and another few nice defensive plays as well. Blake Dunn and Santiago Espinal, nice sparks today. Obviously, with Kyle Freeland being a lefty out there, they went the heavy right-handed lineup. Blake Dunn today was 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs, had a walk. You take that. Santiago Espinal, 3 for 5 with an RBI and a run scored as well, bringing his batting average up to 293. Blake Dunn has an OPS over 750 now. So these guys are kind of helping out as much as they can. I don't know how much I trust Blake Dunn playing consistently, but I felt like tonight was really nice. And I think the one thing that really jumped out to me is, so when they took out Shivili, they go to Scott Alexander, who's a lefty, because they don't want the Reds to be able to use Gavin Lux and Jake Fraley there in that inning. And Blake Dunn said, all right, I got this, and draws the walk. And then Santiago Espinal has a really nice at-bat there. So Espinal also makes a really great play in the bottom of the 8th. It's the defensive play where they're threatening. They've got runners in the bags, and right at the beginning of the outfield grass, snags the grounder and flips it to Ellie to cover the bag at second base from shortstop. If that play doesn't happen, I don't know if they score from there, but that doesn't happen, might be having a whole different conversation tonight, and that would obviously not be very fun. So a huge play for Espinal there. Really nice day for Blake Dunn. Blake Dunn had some really nice plays in the outfield as well, where that big outfield, that big park, there's a reason. Terry Francona talked about it before the game, that was the biggest reason Blake Dunn played was obviously the pitching matchup, and then also the fact that the size of the ballpark, you wanted to make sure he had the good amount of speed back there. So Blake Dunn took advantage of that as well. And before I get out of here, I wanted to go ahead and hammer a couple guys and give them some props as well. So wasn't Ian Jabot's best day, wasn't Tony Santillan's best day, but Emilio Pagán, really good in the 9th inning. 2 strikeouts, and really kind of, if you look at that last at bat, had Talia really fooled with that strikeout. He threw that splitter that he was guessing strike about. And you can see Talia smiling as he's swinging. So that a really nice play there as well. And then for Taylor Rogers, who I think John said during the broadcast has struggled for his career mostly at Coors Field, had a clean inning. And so Graham Ashcraft today, too, is the winning pitcher, and one inning gets the strikeout as well. So battled through a lot, had 2 walks, and made it happen. So we're going to go and wrap it up with the Cincinnati Reds victorious tonight at Coors Field in Colorado. The Cincinnati Reds, 8 runs, 13 hits, no errors. The Colorado Rockies, 7 runs on 10 hits and 2 errors. Your winning pitcher tonight is Graham Ashcraft, his first of the season. Your losing pitcher is Angel Shafili, who is now 0-2, and Emilio Pagán picks up his 6th save of the season. The Reds are back at it tomorrow afternoon as it's Green Day. Hunter Green takes the ball at Coors Field against the Rockies. They're going against Antonio Senzatella. Green, 2-2 with a 235. Senzatella 1-3 with a 481. That first pitch will be at 3:10. So hopefully this game doesn't go as long as tonight's did, but I will be here shortly after the last pitch. So thank you guys so much for hanging out on a later evening. I greatly appreciate it. Go Reds. Be sure to check out our Locked On podcast Monday through Friday. You can check out Jeff and Steve there. I'm Tim Daniel. I'll see you all tomorrow.